discovered some interesting things. Uh, this gruesome candle, like dry skin stuff. I went into it basically just removing it as much as I possibly could, and I found out that what has happened is the outside water soluble, sound soluble, which is sound is traveling through oxygen, which is hydrogen and water, right? Or however you want to put it. I think hydrogen would be water, hydration. All right. So, anyways, sound is a liquid as well as a solid because it travels. It's kept in by calcification first of all, so it's a solid mass, and then it travels across a space of hydrogen and oxygen from one conduit to the next, or from one device to the next. So it's actually a solid material, and calcifying it is also taking away your light body, which would manifest things in the light simulation. So they have replaced it with something that appears to be similar, which is a solid that is in a light simulation somehow. Somehow they did this. So I'm thinking that it's probably perhaps maybe a light body that sits on a solid that's underneath, and you're only supposed to consume the solid, the light that is the solid as the food, so you don't actually fill yourself with solids that are really actual real solids that are not in tandem with the light simulation solids. So, all right, so I cleaned a lot of this stuff off my skin, so it brings the body to fruition, its acknowledgement of itself, and you can touch the electrical world that's outside of you. So you're just glued away from it, and the only reason you don't feel an immense electricity in the air that you absorb as immense electrical chi power, you can use to break shit, is because you got glue blocking you. So there's an electrical Larry Land, or like the Butthole Surfers rock album, shows you get eyes to see and ears to hear by popping the ears, and your eyes pop out. You get pop eyes. And it's not chicken. So this right here shows you what happened when I went to rubbing it off. The blue rag here next to it is a shop towel. It's turpentine. I use a rub, and immediately you see the little white spots. Those are where the pores were extruding more glue. So the cleanliness that's on the dark parts of the leg is what was left after I wiped it off, and it all bumped up like those bumps I was showing you, like goosebumps. So the glue comes out of it, and then the goosebumps become active as secretly as DNA activation that leads you back to the mother goose. You know, see what I'm saying? So yeah, these goosebumps are turning into solids that then hide themselves and then come out and act and react depending on like what I'm thinking. So a wave of these goosebumps will create another expression on the other side, just like the blue woman on X-Men, or like the little dark kid that shapeshifted with DNA activation on Motherfuckers the movie. It's a cartoon. You should check it out. It's really good too. So that's all the skin right there that's coming off in chunks. It's coming right off, and all the skin is really just mostly glue. That's the stuff that seeps out, and that's the stuff that's been caking on the outside, and then the skin burns off like a wick from the outside. So why is this stuff running to the outside? Why? It's because I'm detoxing myself, and my body's coming undone, my head's coming undone, and it wants to send this element to the outside of the body, because the outside is the most electrical mass than yourself. You know, next to yourself, you are in a mass that's fully electrical, like a big giant cesspool of electrics, from sound to sight to everything. And your glued body is being breached, so it sends all the glue outside. So same as putting turpentine in your hair, and all your hair turns on, which I appreciate the gratitude that you guys have shared with this. You put turpentine in your hair, it feels like a chemical burn at first, and you say, no, I'll just leave it in there. Then it turns your hair on. Then your hair is like electric, and you're like, whoa, my senses, holy shit, your senses just shoot through the roof. It's fucking amazing. And then it gives you a magnetic field around your head, which you're supposed to have, which protects you from elements coming in, which is why your ears got the nose, because it creates magnetic fields. Your eyes, your face got it too. So the bumps on your body create magnetic fields that push elements out, that allow the body to rejuvenate itself from the inside. So you should put turpentine in your hair. All right, so this stuff right here, this is the glue that is the go-between block. So you're being blocked with glue, and it's stopping you from touching the electrical mass that is bigger than yourself. So you can fly around, be swallowed up in the electrical mass, and become one with the electrical mass. And since you're not held back into a capacity like the puppets and stuff like they are, you'll become more powerful than, because you'll become as powerful as electrical mass. You'll become as endowed with ability as electrical mass holds it within itself, and you will have ultimate power, like a Superman versus a mighty man. So that's what they showed you on the Matrix when Neo became powerful enough to just say, "Oh, what is this? This is a joke, right?" Like Matrix. Oh, stop those bullets. Like that's what I'm saying, is that the agents are powerful, and these whatever Masons or whatever you see in the Wanted movie, they leap from one building to the next, and they're like, that's what they showed you with the agents in the Matrix. Goddamn, what a coincidence. So there you have it. Well, divine intervention. Let's say it, call it what it is. But yeah. So all this glue comes off, and then you become super electrical. So the more glue I take off, the more my head ruptures, the more everything. I pour the stuff on my head, the shit is getting inside. It is going and coning itself down. So let's talk about that. This stuff is nasty, this glue. And yeah, I'm literally slow motion burning into a Goku capacity because my head smokes now. I need to wait until it's more substantial so you can see on a camera that is not showing similar, like really fine details, like you can see in front of my face. But even one of the kids' shields agreed, like, yeah, your head is smoking. And I was like, wow. So it's smoking today, it was steaming the day before that, and it was steaming less the day before that. So I've been pushing it out. My head is actually smoking, folks. It's smoking like mask. It's she said on the radio, smoking, time to get outside and start smoking. You know, that was the last time that it was warm. So you see all this glue and see the bumps coming out. So as soon as I wipe the glue off, more tries to seep out the breach to stop the breach. So imagine cleaning turpentine off the surface. And yeah, my niece started smiling at me too. You can see the face smiling in it. It's weird. The motherfucker smile animated. Wow. So we're completely engulfed in this electrical place that smiles. Basically, we're just full of smiles too. There's no difference. There's no space between spaces. We are doodles, also made up, comprises of being that walks through a sea of consciousness that we call the doodle. So yeah, you see these bumps are all getting bigger. That's what happened when I wiped off all that glue. But then the white comes to the surface, creating what appears to be an ashen which is actually just glue. All right, so yeah, it's a cool little character. Let me get to interesting. So I was looking for an explanation. Yep, here it is. Boom, DNA activation. So yeah, let's get on to that. So this African soap here, I'm going to use this mixed with turpentine to wash my dishes and stuff like that. The African soap does not have salt in it. See what I'm saying? So you can create a lather with some kind of mystery soap that has